What's up, everyone? Mikey Underdog in the building. Just wanted to say what's up, guys. I'm going to do a video on how I look at reading level 2. Okay, I had a lot of people ask me, hey, can you go over level 2? How do you use it? And, you know, level 2 is going to be one of the key ingredients of trading, in my opinion. Okay, level 2 right here on Thinkorswim. You can have it up in a little box. I also use this active trader ladder right here. Alright, and during real time, I'm going to go over that trade again on SIDU, and I want you guys to pay attention to the level 2 right here, and even if you want to do it right here. At any given time, you're going to have the ask, and then you're going to have the bid. Alright, if the ask is heavy, when it's coming to certain levels, it could potentially keep the price down. Okay, and at any given time when you see a bid, a big bid, that could potentially keep the price up or hold it at that level that it's at. Okay, so I'm going to press play on this one, and I'm just going to show you when I was in this play and what my thought process was while I was in it. Okay, and again, it was a pivot play. All right, and you know, I want you guys to see and pay attention to the bid and ask. So you see the ask right here. It's really not that heavy. All right, so you got 482 starting to stack. See how when buyers don't continuously pop up right here on the time and sales, that 482 kind of keeps the price down. Now we got more buyers stepping up, and I want you guys to look at so now we got a 45 wall. So in my head, I'm like, okay, we need to get above this wall. Buyers need to step up. So I'm looking for 485 prints on the tape. It just bought it so fast. Now we got another wall at 490. So while this is happening, this is what's going on in my head. I'm like, all right, now we have another big wall right here. So I want to see 490 prints. We got some 490 prints that went, and it just goes so fast. All right. Now, sometimes when you see wall after wall, it could potentially scare out the bigger squeeze to happen. Okay. There's actually another wall right here at 498. That's why I kind of sold a lot, because I didn't want it to continually pop down, because when I'm going through this, I'm seeing these walls and walls and walls. All right, I'm pausing that now. I don't want it to flush out, because eventually when you have big blocks of sellers, people are going to buy, but people are also dumping, selling, selling, and then if the bids right here get sold into as well, it's going to make the price go down. So you saw this hit 499, was looking for the 5 break, right? And if you can see it, it popped up right here again, and then actually flushed. Then you had a flat top on the 5, all right? And it couldn't break out. So here's what I want you guys to do too, right? So just because this broke down, now we have this flat top. What you need to be doing, in my opinion, is when this price comes back to these 490s levels right here, right? You want to see how it reacts. Is there a hidden seller? A hidden seller is when you have this literally a 1 right here. Okay. Let me see. No, that's fine. Say you'll have like a 1. All right, and you see on the time and sales, that's why it's so important to have these 2 right here, because I want to see what's going on, when it comes to a certain level. All right. So if right here you have this flat top area, on the 1 minute it's trying, but now we have maybe a hidden seller at 490s keeping it down. They're holding it down. That's when you hear us say, they're holding it down. It's heavy at this 490 level. So you're watching this level too. Either right here, you can pop it out, or I use my active trader ladder, because you have the ask and the bid. Level 2, the ask and the bids, right? How many, if you look at these, where are they actually coming from, and so on. Okay, but that's so important, because if things are trying to break out, like we had our pike, right, on Friday, this was a beautiful 5-minute flag consolidation breakout right here, 5-minute 8 EMA tap. All right, this was the first leg. This called this one. It was amazing. Definitely hopped on there and joined them. The biggest thing on this one right here was looking for this this daily breakout right here, this level 262. All right, it already pushed the leg in. Okay, we already tapped right here, this level right here on the daily 446, and the top of this flagpole was 250 and it broke it, which was amazing. Okay, again, if you look at the 1 minute too, it set up a nice 1 minute flag after it broke it, and then it broke out for high day. There's nothing better than getting into a 5 minute flag setup and then all of a sudden it just puts in a 1 minute flag after it breaks a flagpole. Okay, my point on this was right here is when we're watching level 2, you see this upper trend line out here, it just couldn't break, couldn't break. So when you mark your trend lines and have daily levels, or if there's a flat top, if there's an area on the chart, you want to watch the level 2, the ask and the bids. All right, when time and sales is going to be your best friend, because as orders print through, you can see them right here, the time, the price, and the size. All right, some people like having the price up or the size on them, 500 to 1,000. I like to have it all because I like to see if there's these little prints going through. And of course, my eyes are looking for big prints, big buyers, big players. But I like to see people not try to get faked out with these little prints, so I keep them on just so I don't get faked out if a price is going up on late volume and it's going on these little buys, little prints right here. Okay, so you want to apply this level 2 anywhere as possible. Okay, I had this other video and I recorded it, and it's just an example. Let me see, it was APLD, but it was APLD. I believe it was pre-market. Let me see, 720. Okay, 720. It was actually right here where this failed. All right, so I have this right here, and it's just another example of reading and watching the level 2, and it's gonna be right here. Okay, now like if you look at this, it's like, oh, we have this nice flag right here setting up, right? All right, but I want you to just watch this spot right here and just see how it acts. Like, hey, look, nice 5 minute flag forming above VWAP, but you'll go ahead and see what it does right here and how it actually prints out right here. Guys, I can't tell you enough. I have OBS. It's like this little red thing right here. Download it. Record yourself trading. Record the market. Record small caps. All right, record your large caps. Record anything that you do trading. Even if you're in the trade or not. You want to watch a name, do it, okay? So, again, the price is not going to go up unless people buy the ass, all right? The price is not going to hold unless these bid stacks stay and people don't dump into them. And how you can find out of that is just watching this time in sales, watching where it's on the chart, and going from there, okay? So you think this is a nice 5 minute flag, set them at VWAP, then you can start to see how eventually people will start dumping into the bid. So you see 230 prints right here. It's getting sold into, and it can happen so fast that it's like, whoa, I can't even, it's just happened too quick to even see. But when you actually scroll down right here, you'll notice that. All right, and right there was an example of, you saw the bid getting dumped into, sold into, and it brought the price down. Now we have this 230 wall right there. Okay, and it looks like we have some buyers stepping up a little bit on the tape. You can see some looks like somebody bought about 5,000, 6K right there. All right, so this is what we're doing during live time. It's happening so fast. All right, key things are going to be looking for is levels, where this is setting up, why is it setting up, is it backside, is it the front side leg? All right, super important. All right, if you guys can't read this while you're in a play, it's going to be one of those things where it's like you're trading blind, in my opinion. You got to understand how to read this. See right here, we have a 228 bidder, and then the ask is 86, 80, or yeah, we have a wall in the ask 86, 80. We have a bidder at 189, so it's like a 20K. That's 7,000 shares whatever on the ask. All right. As soon as this chips, the price could go up, and if the bid stacks walk it up, That just means it's supporting the bid. We're supporting that level at that time, the price level. Okay. So now we have a wall at 123 still. We only have a bidder, a 4K bidder right here at 229. All right, so I can sit here and I can show you this whole video as it goes on, and you can see how it reacts, right? But the most important thing I want you to show you is, like, if you see this setup right here, all right, and look what happened to it. Oh, let me go 720. This is actually that same setup right here, and if I go, what you're gonna see is, hold on. Okay, cool. All right, so you see how that setup was right here in this video, and it's right here, and then it dumped all the way back down, and then buyer stepped up right here. You know, just because you see a 5-minute flag doesn't mean it's gonna hold. Now we're looking for other levels on this thing to hold up, okay? But you're gonna get a big read off watching that, watching the level 2. All right, it's so important. All right, so that's how I watch level 2. I have a lot of other clips that I was gonna put together, but I wanted to kind of give you guys something to just visualize, and then you can go back, and if you have recordings, look at the recordings. See it acting heavy at certain levels. All right. This is what I look for 5-minute flags too. If I see a 5-minute flag set up, like I had one on Pike, right? All right. As soon as this thing pulled back right here, consolidated, held these 220s. Buyer stepped up, and you can watch this level 2, how there's more buyers popping up, and not a lot of people selling right here on the time and sales. All right. When this price, you're gonna watch this level 2 next time when this price comes to this wall right here at 250. Is it heavy at first? Is there a big seller? And if that big seller cracks, is there more sellers up here? More walls? Are buyers continually stepping up? Is the bid walking up as the price goes up so it can hold the price up? If you don't have a big bid support, the price is going to come down. At certain levels, if the ask is not heavy and there's no hidden sellers, there's potential for a big squeeze. If there's only one big wall in the level 2 at 250, and we crack that wall, and there's not one maybe at 252, again trying to hold it down, it cracks it again, there's another one right here, potentially this thing can go parabolic. It can start opening up. When you start seeing that, and then you start adding that into more levels on the daily, make sure you're switching through the 4-hour too. Look at this 4-hour. 262 was a big spot to crack because it dumped. Again, we had the daily level, 4-hour level. Once we get over there, can we start opening up and squeezing? Unfortunately, this thing, it did get heavy and it dumped pretty hard right here. It did sit up. It was holding this lower trend line right here. If you mark your trend lines, find a trend line to, make some sense to. All right. So it broke it, reconsolidated, held it. This was the apex point, and unfortunately it broke down. I don't think there's enough time in the market left anyways to make this go, but you got to start tying everything together. Bring it all in. All right. But reading level 2 is super important. Without that, I think you're trading blind. You can have an amazing setup happen, right? You can see a beautiful 5-minute flag, setting up. Say you had TBLT, the one we traded a couple days ago. That thing squeezed, went parabolic too. Just amazing, right? On this setup right here, say we have this nice pivot play, nice 5-minute flag. It pulls up, it starts to break, but then all of a sudden there's just huge walls holding this down along the whole entire way. Wall after wall after wall. This thing might not break out. Now we're buying the dips, right? On these flags, that's what we do. We get in early. We watch for levels to hold, something to hold. Watch the 5-minute time in here. But on the level 2, if it starts stacking super heavy and it's holding it down, it's heavy, it might be a good idea to bail. It might be a good idea to shave off some of your risk, depending on how you trade, what's your style of trading, how many shares you take. So it all depends. But again, rewind this. Please subscribe, hit the like button. If you guys have anything that you guys want me to go over more in depth, I will be having more clips of level 2 and certain things, especially on these 5-minute flags and pivot plays. PGY was a great bounce play right here. If you guys are in Gobbling too, I'll make sure I'll have the link to join our Discord. It's free. Alright, we're dropping tons of knowledge, long, short, large caps, options, everything, okay guys? We don't just sit here and trade bullshit. Things been back tested. We have a plan, a risk, alright? So it's great, but even again here, this is the first pivot bounce right here. Got $1 per share on this play right here. Alright, and it literally just bounced and gave us more than $1. Gave us $1.40 per share right here, and it's the first pivot play right here. I'm sorry, let me zoom out so you can see. The stock made all-time high right here. It broke it and made even more highs. It came back. I was waiting. If you guys see this too, it's a super extended 5-minute flag. Oh, it's flagging. Watch the level 2. Watch the level 2 at the price of 1340. What was it, 1344? Let me switch this up. Alright, watch the price right here at 1340. Is it heavy? Is there no more buyers stepping up at 1340 to actually break this pivot, this level right here, and go up? Alright, and then you'll read it while it's dumping how, the bids are just getting sold into right here, and the stock is coming down. This was a great, I had a $12 average to the T on this one. Alright, I actually put my order on the bids for this and got filled as it was coming down. And then it bounced perfectly off this pivot. In my opinion, the same thing with that SIDU, the first pivot bounce is going to be the strongest in my opinion. Alright, and then we have this bigger time frame wedge that's set up right here. And what we've been seeing a lot in the market is we got this yank and crank, where it kind of breaks out of the wedge to the downside real quick. Buyer step up, and you see this parabolic squeeze that comes out of it. But again, it couldn't make new highs. Look what it did at this level. It got stuffed. Look at your one. You will be able to see this coming. And if not, protect yourself for a smaller loss if you're playing up here aggressively. Or maybe you want to take profits now that because you bought the dip, you got in on the flush. Alright, or you got in at this upper trend line break. Now you're playing long, and you're here and you start to see the level 2 and the tape get heavy and people are dumping to get out to take your profits. Alright, but that's what I want to go over real quick. Some level 2 kind of examples of how to look at them, where to look at them. Alright, super important. Alright, start recording your screens. See how that price is acting on the level 2 at that certain price level for that pattern. Alright guys, hope you guys have a great weekend, and I will see you Monday on the trading floor. Have a great weekend.